The rise and fall of global empires and their relevance today. What can the rise and fall of history's greatest empires teach us about our present and our future? From the towering dominance of Rome to the relentless expansion of the Mongols, empires throughout history have reshaped the world, only to collapse under the weight of their own ambition. The question remains, could the same fate await modern powers like the United States or China? In this video, we'll explore 10 of the most fascinating empires in history. From their brilliant rises to their devastating falls, we'll uncover the strategies that propelled them to greatness, the cracks that led to their decline, and the enduring lessons they offer for our modern world. Here's what you'll discover: how these empires leveraged vision, innovation, and leadership to dominate the world. The warning signs of overreach, internal conflict, and shifting power dynamics. Lessons from history that are more relevant now than ever before. Empires may rise and fall, but their stories never lose their relevance. They shape the borders we live within, the economies we rely on, and the cultures we embrace. Join us as we connect the dots between history's greatest powers and today's global challenges. Could we be on the verge of repeating the same mistakes, or is there still time to rewrite the story? Let's dive in and explore the empires that defined our past and hold the keys to understanding our future. The rise and fall of the Mongol Empire. The Mongol Empire, a force unlike any the world had seen, rose in the 13th century to become the largest contiguous empire in history. From the steppes of Mongolia to the gates of Europe, the Mongols reshaped civilizations, fostering global connections, while leaving a path of conquest and transformation in their wake. Their story is one of unity, innovation, and the enduring challenge of governing vast lands. The birth of an empire. In 1206, a charismatic leader named Temujin united the fractious Mongol tribes, earning the title Genghis Khan, or Universal Ruler. His leadership was revolutionary, rejecting traditional tribal hierarchies in favor of meritocracy. In Genghis Khan's vision, loyalty and ability outweighed birthright, a principle that galvanized his followers and created a military machine of unmatched efficiency. Genghis Khan's armies were swift and adaptable, mastering the use of horseback archery and psychological warfare. Their tactics included feigned retreats and the strategic use of terror to intimidate enemies. Conquest followed conquest, and by the 1220s, the Mongols had subdued the Khwarezmian Empire, reaching the Caspian Sea. Unlike many conquerors, Genghis Khan was also a statesman. He established a code of laws, the Yasa, which promoted discipline, unity, and fairness among his people. His empire protected trade routes, most famously the Silk Road, fostering an unprecedented exchange of goods, ideas, and technologies between East and West. The empire at its zenith after Genghis Khan's death in 1227, his descendants carried on his legacy, expanding the empire to its zenith. By 1279, under Kublai Khan, the Mongols had conquered China, establishing the Yuan dynasty. At its height, the empire spanned from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe, encompassing vast and diverse cultures. This vastness was not just about land, but about influence. The Mongol Empire facilitated the exchange of inventions like paper, gunpowder, and the compass, revolutionizing societies far beyond their borders. Travelers such as Marco Polo marveled at the interconnectedness and prosperity of Mongol rule. The Mongols' governance was surprisingly pragmatic. They often allowed local rulers to retain authority as long as they paid tribute. Religious tolerance was another hallmark. The empire welcomed Muslims, Christians, Buddhists, and others, creating an environment of cultural and intellectual exchange. Cracks in the armor. But as the empire grew, so did its challenges. After Genghis Khan's death, the Mongol Empire was divided into 4 khanates: the Golden Horde, the Ilkhanate, the Chagatai Khanate, and the Yuan dynasty. These divisions created rivalries among the ruling elite, weakening the cohesion that had been key to the empire's success. Resource strain became evident as the empire stretched to its limits. Maintaining such vast territories required constant military campaigns and effective administration, both of which faltered over time. Internal strife and local rebellions further destabilized the empire. In 1368, the Yuan dynasty in China fell to the Ming, marking the beginning of the end for Mongol rule in the region. The other Khanates faced similar declines, overwhelmed by local resistance and the rise of new powers. the legacy of the Mongols. Though their empire disintegrated, the Mongols left an indelible mark on history. They revolutionized warfare with their strategies and tactics, influencing military doctrines for centuries. Their facilitation of trade and cultural exchange during the Pax Mongolica created a level of globalization unparalleled until modern times. However, their legacy is also one of destruction. Entire cities were razed, and countless lives were lost in their campaigns. This duality, a force of both creation and devastation, makes the Mongol Empire one of the most fascinating and debated chapters in history. Lessons for today. The Mongol Empire teaches us about the power of unity, vision, and adaptability. Genghis Khan's ability to unite disparate groups and foster loyalty remains a lesson in leadership. Their tolerance and openness to new ideas demonstrate the benefits of diversity and exchange. Yet the Mongols also reveal the challenges of sustaining vast systems. Overreach, internal division, and resource strain ultimately led to their downfall. For modern nations and organizations, the lesson is clear. Achieving greatness requires not just expansion, but sustainable and cohesive strategies. A timeless tale. The story of the Mongol Empire isn't just history. It's a mirror reflecting the potential and pitfalls of human ambition. As the world becomes increasingly interconnected, the Mongols' ability to bridge cultures offers a blueprint for collaboration. At the same time, their decline warns us of the dangers of neglecting unity and sustainability. Are we ready to heed these lessons, or are we doomed to repeat the cycles of history? The rise and fall of the Byzantine Empire. The Byzantine Empire, often called the Eastern Roman Empire, was a beacon of resilience, culture, and innovation. Lasting for over 1,000 years after the fall of the Western Roman Empire, the Byzantines shaped the medieval world and influenced the modern era. Their story is one of strategic brilliance, religious transformation, and the ultimate struggle to withstand the tides of history. The birth of Byzantium. The Byzantine Empire traces its roots to 330 CE, when Emperor Constantine the Great established Constantinople as the new capital of the Roman Empire. Strategically located between Europe and Asia, this city quickly became a vital hub for trade, culture, and defense. Constantinople was more than a city. It was a symbol of Rome's survival in the East. While the Western Roman Empire succumbed to invasions in the 5th century, the Byzantines preserved Roman traditions, blending them with Greek culture and Christian faith. This fusion created a unique identity that would define Byzantium for centuries, a golden age under Justinian. The Byzantine Empire reached its zenith during the reign of Emperor Justinian I, 527 to 565 CE. Justinian was a visionary leader determined to restore the Roman Empire's former glory. His military campaigns, led by the brilliant general Belisarius, reclaimed territories in North Africa, Italy, and Spain. Justinian's most enduring legacy, however, lies in his legal reforms. The Corpus Juris Civilis, or Justinian Code, became the foundation of legal systems in Europe and beyond. His reign also saw architectural marvels like the Hagia Sophia, a masterpiece that remains one of the world's most iconic structures. But Justinian's ambitions came at a cost. His military campaigns drained the empire's resources, and a devastating plague in 541 CE weakened Byzantium, marking the beginning of its challenges and resilience. Over the centuries, the Byzantine Empire faced a relentless series of threats, from Persian invasions to the rise of Islam in the 7th century. The empire lost vast territories, including Egypt and Syria, to the Arab caliphates. Yet, Byzantium endured, thanks to its strategic location, strong defenses, and adaptive diplomacy. One of its most notable innovations was Greek fire, a flammable weapon that gave the Byzantine navy a decisive edge in battle. Diplomacy was another strength. Byzantine rulers skillfully used alliances, marriages, and treaties to manage their powerful neighbors. By the 9th century, the Byzantine Empire experienced a revival. The Macedonian dynasty, 867–1056 CE, brought stability, cultural flourishing, and military victories. Iconic art forms, such as mosaics and illuminated manuscripts, thrived during this period, reflecting Byzantium's deep Christian faith. The Great Schism and decline. The 11th century marked a turning point. In 1054, the Great Schism split Christianity into the Roman Catholic Church in the west and the Eastern Orthodox Church in the east. This division weakened Byzantium's unity and strained its relations with Western Europe. The Crusades, initially called to defend Christian lands, became a double-edged sword for Byzantium. In 1204, the Fourth Crusade sacked Constantinople, devastating the empire and creating a Latin-controlled state. Though the Byzantines recaptured the city in 1261, the empire never fully recovered its strength. Meanwhile, the rise of the Ottoman Turks posed an existential threat. The Byzantines faced dwindling resources, internal strife, and increasing isolation from potential allies in Western Europe. The fall of Constantinople. The final chapter of Byzantium came in 1453, when the Ottomans, led by Sultan Mehmed II, laid siege to Constantinople. Despite heroic resistance, the city's walls could not withstand the Ottoman cannons. On May 29, 1453, Constantinople fell, marking the end of the Byzantine Empire and the dawn of a new era under Ottoman rule. A legacy beyond measure. The Byzantine Empire's legacy endures in profound ways. It preserved classical knowledge during Europe's Dark Ages, passing on Greek and Roman texts that would fuel the Renaissance. Byzantine art, particularly its mosaics and architecture, inspired generations of artists and builders. Religiously, the Eastern Orthodox Church remains a testament to Byzantine influence, shaping the spiritual and cultural identity of millions worldwide. The empire's legal and administrative practices also laid the groundwork for modern governance. Lessons for today. The Byzantine Empire offers timeless lessons. Its adaptability, whether through innovation like Greek fire or strategic diplomacy, highlights the importance of resilience in the face of adversity. However, its decline underscores the dangers of internal divisions, resource depletion, and over-reliance on external allies. For modern nations, Byzantium's story serves as a reminder that even the most enduring powers must balance ambition with sustainability. Unity, innovation, and cultural identity are strengths, but neglecting them can lead to vulnerability. A 1,000-year empire. The Byzantine Empire's longevity is a testament to its strength, strategy, and cultural richness. Its fall was not a sudden event, but the culmination of centuries of challenges, both internal and external. As we navigate a rapidly changing world, Byzantium's rise and fall remind us of the delicate balance required to sustain greatness. Will modern nations learn from Byzantium's triumphs and missteps, or are we destined to repeat its cycles? The rise and fall of the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire, one of history's most iconic powers, rose from a modest city-state to a sprawling empire that shaped the course of Western civilization. Its legacy of governance, engineering, and culture continues to influence the world today. Yet, the empire's fall serves as a cautionary tale of overreach, internal strife, and the fragility of even the mightiest powers. The foundations of Rome. Rome began humbly in 753 BCE as a small settlement along the Tiber River. Its growth was driven by strategic location, political acumen, and a strong sense of identity. By 509 BCE, Rome had established itself as a republic, governed by elected officials and a system of checks and balances. The republic thrived through its military prowess, defeating powerful rivals like Carthage in the Punic Wars. Leaders such as Scipio Africanus demonstrated Rome's strategic brilliance, ensuring its dominance in the Mediterranean. The republic's institutions, from the Senate to its legal codes, laid the groundwork for governance that would resonate for millennia. The transition to empire, Rome's transformation into an empire, began with internal strife. Civil wars, social upheaval, and the ambitions of figures like Julius Caesar destabilized the republic. In 27 BCE, Octavian, later known as Augustus, emerged victorious, becoming Rome's first emperor. Augustus ushered in the Pax Romana, a period of relative peace and stability that lasted over 2 centuries. The empire expanded to its greatest extent, encompassing territories from Britain to North Africa and the Middle East. Rome's engineering marvels, such as aqueducts, roads, and monumental architecture like the Colosseum, were symbols of its power and ingenuity. Challenges and division. By the 3rd century CE, cracks began to appear. Political instability saw a rapid succession of emperors, many of whom were overthrown or assassinated. Economic troubles, including inflation and reliance on slave labor, further strained the empire. In 284 CE, Emperor Diocletian attempted to restore order by dividing the empire into the Western and Eastern Roman empires, each governed by a co-emperor. While this temporarily stabilized Rome, it also highlighted the growing divide between East and West, the fall of the Western Empire. The Western Roman Empire faced relentless pressure from external threats. Germanic tribes, such as the Visigoths and Vandals, invaded Roman territories, culminating in the sack of Rome in 410 CE. In 476 CE, the Western Roman Empire officially fell when the last emperor, Romulus Augustulus, was deposed. Meanwhile, the Eastern Roman Empire, later known as the Byzantine Empire, endured for nearly another 1,000 years, preserving Roman traditions and continuing to influence the world. The legacy of Rome. The Roman Empire's legacy is unparalleled. Its legal system, embodied in principles like innocent until proven guilty, forms the foundation of many modern legal codes. Roman engineering, from aqueducts to concrete construction, set standards that inspire even today. Culturally, Rome's language, Latin, evolved into the Romance languages, and its literature, philosophy, and art remain celebrated. The spread of Christianity under Roman rule laid the groundwork for its global prominence. Lessons for today. The Roman Empire offers invaluable lessons. Its success was built on innovation, adaptability, and a clear vision of governance. However, its decline warns of the dangers of overexpansion, inequality, and internal discord. Modern nations can draw from Rome's triumphs while heeding its cautionary tales. Rome's rise and fall remind us that even the greatest powers are not immune to the forces of history. As we navigate a complex global landscape, Rome serves as both an inspiration and a warning. The rise and fall of the British Empire. The British Empire, often described as the empire on which the sun never set, was a global superpower that reshaped the world's politics, economy, and culture. At its height in the 19th and early 20th centuries, it controlled vast territories across every continent, leaving an enduring legacy of both progress and controversy. The birth of an empire. The origins of the British Empire can be traced to the age of exploration in the late 15th and 16th centuries. Driven by maritime innovation and a desire for trade, England established colonies in the Americas, Africa, and Asia. The defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588 marked the beginning of England's naval dominance. By the 17th century, the British East India Company had become a major force in global trade, laying the groundwork for British influence in India and Southeast Asia. Colonies in North America and the Caribbean became vital to Britain's economy, driven by the lucrative trade in sugar, tobacco, and later industrial goods. The Industrial Revolution and expansion. The Industrial Revolution in the 18th and 19th centuries propelled Britain to the forefront of global power. Technological advancements in manufacturing, transportation, and communication gave the British Empire a significant advantage over its rivals. Railways, telegraphs, and steamships connected its far-flung territories, enabling efficient governance and trade. During this period, Britain expanded aggressively, annexing India, Australia, and vast parts of Africa. The empire's influence wasn't just economic. It introduced English as a global language, spread parliamentary governance, and promoted advancements in science and technology. Challenges and decline. The 20th century brought challenges that the British Empire couldn't overcome. World Wars I and II drained resources and weakened Britain's hold on its colonies. The rise of independence movements, fueled by ideas of self-determination, led to the gradual dismantling of the empire. India, the jewel in the crown, gained independence in 1947, inspiring decolonization movements across Africa and the Caribbean. By the mid-20th century, the British Empire had transitioned into the Commonwealth of Nations, a loose association of former colonies. The legacy of the British Empire. The British Empire's legacy is complex. It brought technological progress, global trade, and cultural exchange, but it also perpetuated exploitation, inequality, and conflict. Its impact on global borders, languages, and governance is still evident today. Lessons for today. The British Empire's story underscores the power of innovation and adaptability, but also the risks of overreach and neglecting the voices of diverse populations. For modern powers, it's a reminder that true leadership involves balancing ambition with equity and sustainability. The rise and fall of the Umayyad Caliphate. The Umayyad Caliphate was the first great Islamic empire, extending from Spain to India and shaping the course of history in the medieval world. Its rapid expansion and cultural achievements were remarkable, but internal divisions and governance challenges ultimately led to its fall. The rise of the Umayyads. The Umayyad dynasty began in 661 CE when Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan, a governor of Syria, became the caliph after the assassination of Caliph Ali. Muawiyah established the Umayyad Caliphate, shifting the capital to Damascus and consolidating power. The Umayyads built a formidable military, which enabled the rapid expansion of Islamic rule. They conquered vast territories, including North Africa, the Iberian Peninsula, and parts of Central Asia. This expansion brought diverse cultures under Islamic governance, fostering trade, learning, and cultural exchange. Achievements of the Umayyad Caliphate. The Umayyads were instrumental in spreading Islam and Arabic culture. They standardized the Arabic language and introduced coinage bearing Islamic inscriptions, unifying their vast territories economically and culturally. Architectural achievements, such as the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem, reflected their religious and artistic vision. Despite their successes, the Umayyads faced criticism for their aristocratic style of rule and favoritism toward Arab elites, which alienated non-Arab Muslims. This dissatisfaction sowed the seeds of division. The fall of the Umayyads. The Umayyad Caliphate faced internal strife, particularly during the Second Fitna, 680 to 692 CE, a civil war that weakened the dynasty's grip on power. Over time, opposition movements, including the Abbasids, gained strength. In 750 CE, the Abbasids overthrew the Umayyads in a revolution that reshaped the Islamic world. The surviving members of the Umayyad family fled to Spain, where they established a separate caliphate in Córdoba, continuing the dynasty's legacy in a new form. The legacy of the Umayyads. The Umayyad Caliphate's impact on history is profound. It laid the groundwork for Islamic civilization's golden age, by fostering cultural exchange and advancing knowledge in science, medicine, and philosophy. The spread of Arabic as a lingua franca unified diverse regions, facilitating trade and scholarship. Lessons for today. The Umayyad story underscores the importance of inclusive governance and addressing the grievances of marginalized groups. Their rapid expansion highlights the potential of visionary leadership and cultural cohesion, while their downfall warns of the dangers of neglecting equity and internal unity. Modern societies can draw from the Umayyads' achievements in fostering innovation and cultural exchange, while avoiding the pitfalls of division and exclusion. The rise and fall of the Spanish Empire. The Spanish Empire was one of the most powerful empires in history, spanning continents and influencing global politics, trade, and culture. Known as the empire on which the sun never sets, its legacy of exploration, conquest, and colonization shaped the modern world. The rise of the Spanish Empire. The Spanish Empire began its ascent in 1492 CE, with Christopher Columbus's discovery of the Americas under the sponsorship of Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand. This marked the start of Spain's golden age. Through expeditions by conquistadors like Hernán Cortés and Francisco Pizarro, Spain conquered rich civilizations, including the Aztecs and the Incas, acquiring immense wealth in gold and silver. Spain's naval power enabled it to dominate trade routes, connecting Europe, the Americas, Asia, and Africa. The empire expanded to include territories in the Americas, the Philippines, and parts of Europe, with the Spanish crown wielding immense influence over global affairs. Achievements of the Spanish Empire. The Spanish Empire was a pioneer in exploration, mapping vast uncharted territories and creating transoceanic trade networks. Cultural and religious missions such as the spread of Catholicism accompanied conquest. The empire financed grand works of art and architecture, leaving behind enduring landmarks and fostering the Spanish Renaissance. The empire's wealth fueled the development of European economies, introducing commodities like chocolate, tobacco, and potatoes. Spanish became a global language, uniting diverse peoples across continents. The fall of the Spanish Empire. Despite its successes, the Spanish Empire faced significant challenges. In 1588, the defeat of the Spanish Armada by England marked the decline of Spanish naval supremacy. The influx of American silver led to inflation and economic dependency, while costly wars drained resources. Spain's inability to manage its vast territories led to revolts and loss of control. By the 19th century, independence movements swept through the Americas, culminating in the Spanish-American War of 1898, where Spain lost its remaining colonies, including Cuba, Puerto Rico, and the Philippines. The legacy of the Spanish Empire. The Spanish Empire's legacy is both remarkable and complex. It spread the Spanish language, Catholicism, and European culture worldwide, laying the foundations for modern nations in the Americas and beyond. However, it also left a legacy of exploitation, colonization, and cultural suppression that continues to influence global dynamics today. The Spanish Empire's story illustrates the potential of ambition and innovation, but also highlights the perils of overreach, inequity, and unsustainable growth. Modern societies can draw lessons on the importance of managing resources wisely, fostering inclusivity, and addressing historical injustices to build a more equitable future. The rise and fall of the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire was one of history's most enduring empires, lasting over 6 centuries and bridging Europe, Asia, and Africa. Its strategic conquests, cultural richness, and innovative governance shaped the course of world history. The rise of the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire began in 1299 CE, founded by Osman I as a small principality in Anatolia. Under the leadership of skilled rulers like Orhan, Murad I, and Bayezid I, the empire expanded rapidly. The turning point came in 1453 CE when Sultan Mehmed II, known as the Conqueror, captured Constantinople. This victory ended the Byzantine Empire and transformed the city into Istanbul, making it the heart of Ottoman rule and a hub of trade and culture. The Ottomans mastered diplomacy and warfare, creating a vast empire that controlled critical trade routes connecting Europe and Asia. Their military innovations, including the use of gunpowder and elite Janissary forces, ensured dominance in the region. Achievements of the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire flourished culturally and economically. It became a beacon of art, architecture, and learning, with iconic structures like the Blue Mosque and Topkapi Palace. The Ottomans embraced diversity, allowing different religions and ethnicities to coexist within their millet system, fostering relative stability and integration. Their control of trade routes brought wealth and facilitated cultural exchange, spreading Ottoman influence globally. Legal reforms under Suleiman the Magnificent earned him the title the Lawgiver, creating a legacy of just governance. The fall of the Ottoman Empire. Despite its successes, the Ottoman Empire faced challenges. The failed siege of Vienna in 1683 CE marked the beginning of its military decline. European powers advanced in technology and strategy, gradually outpacing the Ottomans. Internal corruption, inefficient governance, and nationalist uprisings further weakened the empire. By the 19th century, it was labeled the sick man of Europe, struggling to maintain control. The empire's involvement in World War I alongside the Central Powers led to its final collapse, with its territories divided among victorious Allied powers in 1920. The legacy of the Ottoman Empire. The dissolution of the Ottoman Empire in 1923 gave rise to modern Turkey, led by Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, who embraced secularism and modernization. The empire's cultural and architectural contributions remain, influencing global art, cuisine, and governance. Lessons for today. The Ottoman Empire teaches the value of visionary leadership, the strength of cultural integration, and the importance of innovation in governance. However, it also warns of the dangers of stagnation, corruption, and overreach. Modern societies can draw inspiration from the Ottomans' adaptability and cultural richness, while recognizing the necessity of reform and resilience to thrive in changing times. The rise and fall of the Mughal Empire. The Mughal Empire was one of the most magnificent empires in history, blending power, culture, and artistry to leave an enduring legacy in South Asia. From its spectacular architecture to its inclusive policies, the empire's achievements remain unmatched. The rise of the Mughal Empire. The Mughal Empire began in 1526 CE, when Babur, a descendant of Timur and Genghis Khan, defeated Ibrahim Lodi at the First Battle of Panipat. With this victory, Babur established a new dynasty in the Indian subcontinent. The empire flourished under visionary rulers like Akbar the Great, who implemented policies of religious tolerance, administrative reforms, and alliances with diverse communities, ensuring stability and unity. Under Akbar's successors, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, and Aurangzeb, the empire expanded further, covering nearly all of India. The Mughals created a centralized administration and fostered a thriving economy supported by agriculture, trade, and crafts. Achievements of the Mughal Empire. The Mughals were unparalleled patrons of art and architecture. Iconic landmarks like the Taj Mahal, Agra Fort, and Fatehpur Sikri stand as testaments to their grandeur. They also enriched Indian culture by blending Persian, Indian, and Central Asian styles in art, literature, and cuisine. Under Akbar's rule, the empire became a model of inclusivity. His policies of Sulh Kul, universal peace, encouraged harmony among diverse religious and cultural groups, setting a precedent for coexistence. The fall of the Mughal Empire. The decline of the Mughal Empire began after Emperor Aurangzeb's death in 1707. His strict policies and overextension of resources created unrest and weakened the empire's foundation. Subsequent rulers lacked the strength and vision of their predecessors, leading to internal power struggles. Regional powers like the Marathas, Sikhs, and Rajputs rose to challenge Mughal authority, while foreign invasions by Nadir Shah and later the British East India Company further eroded their control. The empire officially ended in 1857 after the Indian Rebellion, with the British exiling the last Mughal emperor, Bahadur Shah II. The legacy of the Mughal Empire. The Mughals left a profound mark on India, influencing its art, architecture, language, and governance. Their blend of cultures created a rich heritage that continues to shape modern India and Pakistan. The Taj Mahal, a symbol of love and craftsmanship, remains one of the 7 wonders of the world. Lessons for today. The Mughal Empire's story highlights the importance of unity, strong leadership, and adaptability. It teaches us that inclusivity and cultural integration are key to long-term success. At the same time, their decline serves as a reminder that neglecting internal harmony and failing to adapt to changing circumstances can lead to even the grandest empire's fall. The rise of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. The Austro-Hungarian Empire emerged after the Austro-Hungarian Compromise of 1867, which gave Hungary considerable autonomy while keeping the empire united under a single monarch. The empire was home to Germans, Hungarians, Czechs, Slavs, and many others, all living within its borders. It was a multicultural empire with a rich cultural history, known for its achievements in music, art, and architecture, as well as its strategic position in Europe. Under Emperor Franz Joseph I, the empire became a major European power, with a strong military and vast territories in Central and Eastern Europe. However, the challenge was managing its many different ethnic groups, each with its own aspirations for self-determination. Challenges and decline. The tensions within the empire grew as nationalist movements gained momentum in the 19th and early 20th centuries. Ethnic minorities began demanding more autonomy, and these internal struggles weakened the cohesion of the empire. World War I, which started in 1914, tested the empire's stability. The empire's involvement in the war, alongside the loss of key battles and economic struggles, further strained its resources. The war revealed the deep fractures within the empire, and by 1918, the Austro-Hungarian Empire collapsed as a result of military defeats and internal uprisings. The legacy of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. The fall of the Austro-Hungarian Empire led to the creation of several independent nations, such as Austria, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, and Yugoslavia. Despite its collapse, the empire's influence on European culture, politics, and history remains significant. Lessons for today. The rise and fall of the Austro-Hungarian Empire reminds us that unity is crucial for any large, diverse entity. Without a strong sense of cooperation and understanding, even the most powerful empires can crumble. The story of the Austro-Hungarian Empire serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of inclusivity, communication, and addressing the needs of all groups within a society to ensure stability and success. The rise of the American Empire. In 1776, the American Revolution sparked the birth of a new kind of empire. 13 colonies, once ruled by Britain, declared their independence and formed a nation founded on liberty, self-governance, and the belief in individual rights. This bold act set the stage for what would become one of the most influential empires in modern history. The United States of America, USA, began its journey by making significant decisions that would shape its future. The Louisiana Purchase in 1803 doubled its territory, and victories in the Mexican-American War and the Spanish-American War further expanded its influence, marking the US as an emerging global power. The rise to global dominance. As the 20th century unfolded, the United States solidified its position as a global superpower. Its economic and military strength became apparent, especially after its pivotal role in World War I and II. The United States not only helped defeat the Axis powers, but also emerged as one of the victors, positioning itself at the forefront of international diplomacy and military power. America's technological advancements, such as the moon landing in 1969, further cemented its role as a leader in innovation and progress. American culture through music, film, and technology began to influence the entire world, making the United States a symbol of modernity and freedom. By the end of the 20th century, the US had become the dominant force in global politics, economy, and culture. Challenges of global power, however, with great power comes great responsibility. The American empire, while prosperous, has faced significant challenges. Civil rights struggles, from the fight against slavery to the civil rights movement of the 1960s, tested the nation's commitment to its founding ideals. The complexities of being a world leader also came into play, managing military involvement in foreign conflicts, balancing economic interests, and navigating the pressures of globalization. In recent decades, the US has faced questions about its role in a changing world order. Challenges such as economic inequality, political polarization, and environmental concerns have raised doubts about the sustainability of its global influence. A future unwritten. Unlike previous empires, the United States has a unique opportunity to reflect on its history and learn from the mistakes and successes of those that came before it. Its future is not set in stone. The empire's story is still being written. The real question is whether America can adapt to the challenges of the 21st century, continue to innovate, and lead with wisdom. Can it avoid the fate of those that rose and fell before it, or will it chart a new course for future generations? The fate of the American empire depends on the choices it makes today, on how it balances its power with responsibility, its freedom with unity, and its role on the global stage with its own domestic needs. The story is not over yet. History shows us that empires, no matter how strong, face challenges that can lead to their fall. But by learning from their mistakes and successes, we can make smarter choices today. Let's remember these lessons to build a more united and resilient world for tomorrow. Comment below. Which empire impacted you the most? And like and subscribe if you would like us to do a part 2 about empires. Cheers.